Yeah, student success story. Well, obviously, success isn't an overnight thing, it's a long term thing. And yeah, I have one particular student. She was a solo mum, just started a new job at university. Her child at that stage was about 7 years old. And in order for her to go to work, she obviously needed one of her parents to look after the child. The unfortunate part about this when I saw them and they approached me is that while she was at work, mum would come over to look after the 7-year-old for 9 months. And then at the end of the 9 months, she had to go back and the father would come out. So pretty much this went on like this for about 3 or 4 years, going back and forth. I think the sad part about this people didn't realise is that poor old mum and dad were living apart, not the child or the mother. So I was really wanted to help her. And so what I actually did is, fortunately she did have a 1-bedroom unit, which is about 43 square meters. And it was in particular in a fortunate suburb like Mount Eden. So having 3 or 4 people in this 1-bedroom unit, it was not a healthy situation. So what we did is, first of all, we had to increase the value of the property, and we did that by I actually took a bucket of paint around, and I taught the dad how to paint the place, like brush on, brush off, like karate and that sort of thing. And he learnt from there to paint every one of their future investment properties from that small incident. Right, from there we had the place revalued, and she was able to raise a small deposit to go buy their first property, which happened to be in a double grammar zone part of Mount Eden. And she thought, okay, the strategy was to rent that out. I said, no, you got too many people in a 1-bedroom, you need to move into it. And as a result of that, she rented out her 1-bedroom unit. And that was great. It was at the start of the property boom as well. So within 6 months, there was enough equity in those 2 places where we pulled that out and bought a 3rd property. And so hence Dad came back and painted that place, and we renovated. And then from there, another 6 months later, the 3 properties in this boom with the rising market, we drew the equities out of those and we got number 4. And then from then on, it became 4 places went up slightly, and we got number 5 and then number 6. And from about property number 8, over a period of 6 years, which she now has about 11 properties, she started buying houses and renovating them. And they're all in central suburbs of all. So today, she's obviously become more successful in her job, and she's now self-employed and has a good, strong business. Then onwards, she's now in a financially independent. She now can slow down and relax if she wishes, or just keep progressing to buy more properties. She doesn't really necessarily need now, because she's been in the investing for over 8 years now. However, she is definitely a more positive person, and there's certainly a future for not only herself, but for her child, who's now about 14, 15 years old, going to private school, studying music, very almost ready to go for university, doing very well at schooling because she is able to provide that for her, making these decisions. And as well, she's now been able to get her mum and dad full-time permanently in New Zealand. So that's from a start to finish, which was a hopeless end, but through property investing has now achieved financial independence and is able to make those decisions that she always wants in life.